This is 90.3 The Rock, WUTK in Knoxville, Tennessee. And you've got it tuned to Benny stepping in here, taking in a little bit of time on this Wednesday afternoon, if my math is right. And by the way, you are tuned to, as I said, 90.3 The Rock, WUTK, and checking out UTTV The Rock Unplugged, which you can see on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights at 9 on Channel 194 on the Comcast digital package, Channel 65 here on campus. And I think what we're going to do here, Gill, is I think we'll go ahead and get you started so we can get out of here, and we'll play Tennessee at the tail end of it off the CD. Does that sound okay to you, man?
Oh, yeah. You want me to play one now?
I tell you what, let's do this. Let me kind of give you that formal introduction, if you will, and folks, if you are keeping score at home, we've got Gill Landry here in studio, and it's Gill, right?
Yes, sir.
And who we got with you?
We have Mr. Jamie Dick on the telephone book.
Howdy, Jamie.
How you doing today?
Good to see you, man. Yeah, I hope that telephone book's in tune. I tell you what, and Gill, who's the third party member usually on stage with you tonight?
Odessa Jorgensen.
All right, very cool. Congratulations, by the way, brand new CD. It is called Piety and Desire, right there on your TV if you're looking at it. And absolutely excellent. Your second CD, I believe that's right, the sophomore CD, that was officially released this week, I guess. Is that right? Or
yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday was a big official release. Very, very fine CD. It's the Felice Brothers backing you up, right? Is that on the new CD?
Oh, that's correct, yes.
Very cool. Where'd you record this thing?
Recorded it up in outside of New Paltz, New York.
Oh, all right. Which is near where those guys call home, I guess, the Felice Brothers?
Yeah, they had a chicken coop up there. They turned into a studio, and they all said that, it was their little shanty shack home there.
And if anybody can get away with that, it's the Felice Brothers, I think. So taking some time off his Old Crow Medicine show, and it's giving you time to get this new record out and tour around and perform as well. Originally from Lake Charles, Louisiana, I believe.
Yes, sir.
This new record, again, Piety and Desire, is a lot about living and performing and everything that's about New Orleans, Louisiana. Well, a little bit of that. I'm going to come back and talk about that, but before we get into the deep part of that, could we get a tune from you, man?
Sure, yeah.
What you going to do for us?
I'm going to play the first song off of that record, Piety and Desire. It's called Annie.
Which is, as I told him before we started, the single is what they're billing it as, so I guess that's the first cut they're shipping to radio. This is Gill Landry, live on 90.3 The Rock and UTTV The Rock Unplugged. Turn it on, leave it on, and let her go, boys.
In my mind I see you there with your raven eyes and your coal black hair, down on Chapatula Street on your balcony, when he come back home to me. I came down from Montclair and met the devil there. He asked me the way back home. Got down on all fours, I said mine or yours, when he come back home to me. Oh, I love you, can't you see? Well, I heard the song you sing and heard your banjo ring 1,000 times or more from underneath the cellar door of your mama's store, when he come back home to me. But I love you, can't you see? Merchant and his son, who plays the accordion down at the French Cafe, sounded so good tonight. I found the morning light when he come back home to me. But I love you, can't you see? Yeah, remember that old Chinatown alley and making love neath those Rogue Valley trees back when we were young and free. When he come back home to me, but I love you, can't you see?
Very cool stuff, man. Gill Landry live in studio on 90.3 The Rock. That is the leadoff cut to the brand new CD. It is called Piety and Desire, and that tune is called Annie. And Gill just released, and congratulations to him. A lot of hard work goes into putting a CD out, especially one as fine as this. But like I said, they were, I guess, co-producers of this record, along with, is it Jeremy Backoffen? Is that how you say that?
Yeah,
right?
Searcher.
Okay. How'd that all come together, man?
We did our first show with Old Crow and the Fleece Brothers in Louisville a few years ago, and they said, "Hey, man, they liked my songs, and they said, if you ever want to come to New York and record." And I'd been listening to their record for months, nonstop, and so I was honored. So I jumped on it, and that's it. I just drove up there with a bunch of songs when they had some time off, and we spent. It was in the winter. It's nice, a lot of snow.
I bet. Wasn't a whole lot else to do, I guess, was it?
No,
Really?
it was perfect. Yeah, it was real nice. Wood stove going. It's a good time.
In a chicken coop, nonetheless.
Oh, yeah. It was a pretty nice chicken coop.
Yeah, I bet it was. It sounds like it was, in fact, on the record. You know, it makes so much sense, I think, coming together with those guys, you know, even though you're hundreds of miles apart, really, I guess, musically to a degree from location, there's a lot of the same influences, a lot of the same feel, a lot of the same sound to what Fleece Brothers have done, especially on their latest CD, which is pretty amazing as well, and to what you've done. But obviously this CD as well, Piety and Desire, is all about New Orleans. And I mean, you spent many, many years originally from Lake Charles, but really, I guess, cut your teeth musically from busking in New Orleans and other places. But I mean, definitely this record is New Orleans, other than maybe, you know, Meters and Dirty Dozen Brass Band and stuff like that. It's kind of a little bit of a different New Orleans that really exists.
It's more lyrically about New Orleans than necessarily musically about it.
And a lot about the people who really live there 24/7, I guess, too, really?
Yeah.
Because it's got some darkness to it and a little bit of...
So does New Orleans.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. And it comes across so well in here. But the other cool thing about this record, Gill, I mean, there's a little bit of everything. There's some blues, some folk, from jazz, some country, if you will. But there's everything like that in New Orleans. It's kind of like food and music in New Orleans, a little bit of everything, isn't there?
Sure, yeah, right.
Now, tell me a little bit, too. We got a lot of guitar freaks, before I go any further, talking about this record. A lot of guitar freaks at home.
Okay.
And listening, I'm sure. And I've got the opportunity, obviously, to be across the studio from you and see and hear this beautiful guitar you're playing.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what that is, and for those listening at home, how it sounds so wonderful. You'll know after he explains.
Oh, it's a 1929 Martin 018 that I bought out in Salt Lake City about 5 years ago.
It is a wonderful piece of instrument.
Thank you.
It's great
yeah.
stuff. But, you know, from a songwriting standpoint, you can sit here and do it with a guitar and a phone book, or I guess you could pull it off with a whole band, right? You've been able to do that easily?
Yeah. The songs are adaptable to most formats.
And where do you call home now? You in Nashville, or where are you living?
Sorting
On
that
the
out.
road?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you write, obviously, again, a member of Old Crow Medicine Show on hiatus right now, I think is how it's been described.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of your writing for your solo projects when you're on the road with them, or do you do it when you're off the road, or does it just whenever it hits you?
Yeah, it's mostly whenever it hits me, but definitely probably more at home because it's a little, easier to focus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wherever home is at this point.
Wherever, just wherever I'm not moving.
Tell us a little bit about Piety and Desire. That's two streets that are in that famed 9th Ward, is that right?
Yeah, it's two streets that run through the bywater there in the city. And, yeah.
and it's just a reflection.
I love Dead Air. I'm a big fan. It's like my.
There's not a lot of dead air on this record, though, man. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, another
We
thing.
call it dynamics. I guess.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Didn't Phil Spector come up with that? I think so. One of the kind of vibes I got listening to it, and it's a little different, but as far as from, kind of when I said a little bit of that darkness that is New Orleans, maybe Chris Whitley, I thought was somebody that just, kind of oozed that with his music a little bit. Because again, when a lot of people, touristy especially, when they think of New Orleans, they think of Meters and they think of Rebirth Brass Band and Dr. John and people like that. And people like Chris Whitley kind of go, well, obviously he's passed, but, is there any type of maybe, I don't want to say influence, but do you see a connection there at all?
I've never even heard that name before.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He was a New Orleans musician, guitar player as well.
I'll look him up.
Yeah, you need to, man. He was amazing because it's, like I said, an amazing guitar player, but very kind of a dark, brooding kind of very melodic type music as well, with a little bit of a bluesy influence to it. But look him up, I think.
I will, yeah.
And come back next time, and I'll ask you again that question.
I'll
and
play one of his songs.
There you go. Again, it's Gill Landry live in studio on 90.3 The Rock WUTK and on UTTV, The Rock Unplugged. You can check out Thursday, Saturday, Sunday nights at 9 on Channel 194 on your Comcast digital package and Channel 65 here on campus. How about another song, man? You got one for us?
Oh, sure.
Now, are these all for the new record, or are these from the
Yeah, I'm
first
doing
record?
most. If I do another one after this, I'll do one that's not on the record. But this next one will be the title track called Piety and Desire.
Very cool.
The romance is gone. It's just hard times, hard luck, bad luck songs. Pitch and tar, pigtail and scar, falling in and out of every bar. From St. Philip to Canal, a barstool cowboy from Barstow town. From an old trombone I can hear those boys playing the Muhlenberg Joys. With our souls on fire, sleeping on a floor between piety and desire. We work the streets, we work the square, a bottle of wine and we didn't care. Sharing laughs at Ruth's, while the Louisiana moon and sunset on our youth. Our hearts fell till they died of thirst, shining black as a Cadillac hearse. Oh, I want your love, used to be so fine. Red lace, scapegrace, tattoos and wine. You're a liar, and I'm a thief, hustling on Decatur Street. Wanna be your man, don't two-time, no time, you understand. My mind is hazy, my eyes are dull, but I feel you knocking on my skull. With our dreams underground, on the dark side of this dirty little town. Clankety clink, let's have another drink. Everybody done knows we stink. Oh, I want your love, used to be so fine. Red lace, scapegrace, tattoos.